So you might go a little crazy.
Yeah.
And you're drinking some juice and you're talking to somebody over a fucking wall.
What kind of juice you be drinking?
God damn, some kind of love juice.
God damn. Hi, and welcome to the SaVeg Podcast.
I'm Rose, also known as Cheap Lazy Vegan on YouTube.
And I'm Daniel, one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends who love to talk about the latest trending topics.
So get comfortable and join us while we give our savage take on just about everything.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/thesavagepodcast.
Hi there. Hello, everybody. It's Rose.
And Daniel.
Welcome back to the SaVeg Podcast.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
Is our mic like really intense?
What do you mean, is it really intense?
I don't know. Somebody was like, oh, your mic is like,
Like as in,
like we need a pop filter. Do you know what a pop filter is?
to like make it so that our voice is smoother?
A little bit. Like, because, the pop filter is to like make the P's and the, when you say like, it's like, it sounds more harsh. So if you put like that round thing.
Yeah. I've seen it before on mics.
But I don't know. I don't know.
I still think our voices sound really nice on these mics.
Guys, let us know. Do our voices sound sexy or should we get new mics?
Do we need
to spend money?
Oh, God damn. I don't like spending money.
You guys. Okay, so today.
What are we doing today, Rose?
Oh my God.
Wait. Before we get started.
Are there Patreon shout outs?
There are definitely.
You guys, so
100% Patreon shout outs.
Oh, God damn. So, while Daniel is looking, I just want to tell you about our Patreon. So if you guys don't know, Patreon is our little platform where we post bonus content every single month. Okay, so you get a bonus episode every month if you are a patron. And our memberships start at only $3 a month, which is fantastic. And you get all the episodes ad-free. And you get the video version, audio version, all ad-free. And you get the episodes a week earlier than everybody else. So you get it in a lot more timely fashion.
That is correct, Rose.
So we're going to give some shout-outs to some new patrons.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, God.
Starting.
How many we got here?
We got 3 new ones.
God. All right. So we got 3 new patrons.
Yeah.
So we're going to say thanks to
Lana,
Jordan,
and Stephanie.
Thank you guys so much for joining our little family.
Yeah.
And
welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family. If anybody else wants to join, link is in the description or the show notes. Patreon.com/thesavage podcast.
That's correct. And for those new joiners, enjoy all of our exclusive episodes that we've been recording since day one.
I know,
There's
right?
a huge archive now, guys. Get in there. Get involved.
Yeah. You could just literally sign up and listen to all of them, and then if you want to leave us, you can. But I will be sad.
I'll be sad too.
Anyways, you guys. Well, first of all, okay, before we jump in, you see the title. We're gonna talk about Love Is Blind.
Yes.
We gonna discuss.
We're gonna discuss
if love is blind.
We're not just gonna discuss though. We are gonna dissect. Okay?
Are we ready?
Well,
okay.
I don't know if I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready.
I'm not.
But before, I want to talk about one story.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of this story. I'll just talk about it.
Yeah. Let's hear it, Rose. Tell me the story.
So before we jump into Love Is Blind, I
Yeah.
just have to touch on this topic, which I'm sure by the time the public people hear this episode, it's going to be old news. But you know what? That's why you should subscribe to our Patreon. But anyways.
Exactly.
So Kim K. Have you heard the news?
God damn, what
Kim K. be in the news again. Some more conflict.
Who should be conflicting with?
The world. So basically, this video came out. Okay, by the way, we're also drinking beer. Okay,
yeah.
we're gonna drink some beer
Because if we're gonna talk about Love Is Blind, we got to act like the people on Love Is Blind, and
I know,
maybe drunk the whole time.
I should have got some wine or something.
I know,
anyway, but we got beer.
Yeah.
So the story that I want to talk about regarding Kim Kardashian, the lovely Kim Kardashian. So she went viral recently, because she said something. So let me just find you the quote, because I want to hear your reaction.
Okay.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it, but I'm also not surprised.
I mean, I don't spend as much time on TikTok as you, Rose.
Daniel, this be all over the news.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Kim Kardashian. Okay, so basically, I don't know what kind of I don't know what this was, but they're shooting something for business, whatever.
Yeah.
And she gets up and she says, she's like with her, surrounded by her like sisters and her mom and stuff. And she's like, I have the best advice for women in business.
Work harder.
Did you hear?
I think I heard it. Yeah.
Okay, let me read you the quote because it's pretty bad. It's so ironic. Okay. Yeah. She says, I have the best advice for women in business. Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. And then like her sister, what's her name? Like the older one?
Mm-hmm.
Courtney goes, that's so true. And their voices are so like Valley Girl too.
They are. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, let me play it.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear the full quote, guys.
Oh my, if I can find the goddamn video. Oh, here it is.
Best advice for women in business. Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
That's so true.
You have to surround yourself with people that want to work. Have a good work environment where everyone loves what they do because you have one life. No toxic work environments, and show up and do the work. If you're the smartest person in that room.
Anyway, that's the part that went viral.
Yeah.
And people are pissed. What is your reaction?
Well, it's just like it is. There is something to be said about like, you know, it is important to like work hard and stuff like that. I'm not discrediting that part of it, but like I would argue like with her situation, like that the result of their success wasn't necessarily like, yes, they all work hard. I'm sure they do, but that's not the full reason. Like there's a lot of people that work really, really hard and don't achieve success.
Exactly.
It's not, this is the thing. And we've talked about this before on this podcast, guys. And some people might on this pod, like that are listening, might disagree with me and be like, no, if you work hard, you can achieve your dreams and you can do X, Y, Z. Well, there's 8 billion people on the planet. And let me tell you, there's a lot of people around that work extremely hard, work multiple jobs, doing all sorts of things. And guess what? They never get ahead. So actually it's a flaw. And again, we talked about this before, but one of the concepts about working harder doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to achieve success either, in the sense that like, it's not about working harder. It's like, if, for example, like if you're born in money or you have money, it's easier to then make money by not doing as much, right? So like if you have a lot of money to invest in assets, such as stocks or whatever else, you'll start earning dividends, which you have to do zero work for other than owning those stocks. So like that whole concept of like getting your ass up and working harder is like flawed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like the irony of the Kardashian family. Oh, thanks, Daniel. Mm-hmm. Thought you were trying to separate us, you know?
I'll be okay.
It's just like the irony of who is saying this, first of all. Okay. Yeah. So like, I don't like the message. You're right. Like overall, I already don't like the message, even if it was coming from anyone else, because you're right. It's like, it's not just about people are just lazy and they're just not fucking working.
Yeah.
Of course there are people like that, but ultimately at the end, I can't even talk. At the end of the day, you know, it's so much more complicated than just working hard.
Exactly.
Okay. And Kim Kardashian, I am sorry, but like literally, how little self-awareness do you have? Like her biggest, what I'm surprised though is like their biggest criticism of this entire family, like the biggest criticism that people have is that your family is like rich thanks to your dad, first of all.
Yeah.
That, you know, was the lawyer for O.J. Simpson. And then your sex tape.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Like, was it really hard to climb out of your mother's vagina? Like, was that difficult?
But this is the thing.
Was that a lot of work?
That's why, you know, another thing that bothered a lot of people, similar to the again, we're not discrediting that they don't like necessarily work hard at what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like they do, you know.
I will a little bit, but I'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. But even they were saying, I remember there was an article that came out about how like Kylie Jenner or Kylie was the
do not get me started on that.
World's first self-made billionaire.
Oh.
And people were like, okay, she's not really a self-made billionaire.
Not in the slightest.
I know. It's like if you're gifted those opportunities, yes, you're right. Some people, they have really rich families and they don't do anything with their lives, right? Like that happens too. But if you already are at that level or your family's at that level, you naturally have opportunities handed to you. There's no arguing that. Like I've seen it even just in my like circle of friends of people that like, I remember I went to school and one of my friends, his parents were really like senior, like high up he always had good jobs, always good summer jobs, always, you know what I mean? Like, and he did work hard, but like he got opportunities that other people never would have gotten because of the connections he had.
Exactly.
So, and that was a small example. It's like people like at the Kardashians level, like multi-billionaires, they get so much more and like, they're not self-made.
It's literal bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, and Oh God, the Kim Kardashian quote just like kills me because it's like, first of all, not only were you born into a like, I'm assuming millionaire parents.
Yeah, well, her dad, I don't know. Her, obviously, they've earned a lot more lately, but like her dad was already like, they all had, I think, a trust fund and stuff from
for
from
sure.
their dad.
Her dad was a very successful lawyer.
Yeah.
So you're already born into richness, and then you did a sex tape. And that's literally your startup. That's how you got started. So please sit your ass down and stop lecturing other women that don't have a fucking sex tape.
Yeah.
And that don't, and you're also very attractive. That's another factor that a lot of people might ignore. But like, you have all of these privileges that you seem to like not understand are privileges. And then not only that, but because you already have these connections, again, you have these connections, you started a show because you're attractive and you did all this stuff.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like, I'm sure you do work hard, sure.
Yeah.
But also, like, Kim, when's the last time you raised your kids without a full-time nanny?
Yeah.
When's the last time you washed a fucking dish? When's the last time you had to do your own laundry?
Yeah.
Okay? Because other women actually have to do those things themselves plus work.
That's a really good point,
Yeah.
actually. That's such a good point. I didn't even think of that. It's
I
like,
know. So it's hard. It's easy to work hard in your job when you don't have when you have other people doing all your housework for you.
Exactly. This is the thing. If you have, and you think about it, if you take away housework, take away if you have kids, like having to raise your kids, like obviously you're still there, but like if you have a nanny and stuff, and let's say you have a personal chef,
Yeah.
you have a personal trainer, you have you have an assistant that's scheduling everything for you. Your only thing to do in your day is work. Like that's what you can focus on because literally like everything else is taken care of for you.
Exactly.
Like,
and even at your job, you've got assistants. You have an entire team doing the job. Like you probably just have to I'm sure you work hard or whatever, but like you have an administrative assistant, you have assistants all around your personal and your business life. So please like sit your fucking ass down.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand at all like what a real woman, not you know what I mean? Like what a regular woman is going through.
Yeah.
Especially with the kids part. It's like some people literally have an entire family to take care of without any help.
Yeah.
So like you don't even understand what that's like. This whole family they're so insufferable. I actually cannot.
I know. Well, I think they've just gotten to this level of like they're just so out of touch with reality now.
But it's like you would think that what I was saying before is like you would think that because the biggest criticism they must get is that they were just handed stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you not have the self-awareness to not say dumb shit like that?
I don't know.
But you're right. Like, they're so out of touch.
I think that they've just gotten to this place where they're like, you know, like just they're in their own world, right? Like they're literally like they're like in a world that most of us couldn't even imagine what it's like.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're right. Like you have, and I didn't even, that's like, honestly, Rose, that's such a good point about how like every day, think about all this stuff, like probably a lot of our listeners and what we have to do. It's like, we have to do laundry. We have to do cleaning. We have to do,
which is like a full-time job.
It's a lot. Like it's a lot. Keeping a house clean. Like if you saw my apartment, like it's a disaster. Like all of this stuff is extra stuff that we have to do. If you took all of that away.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. Cooking, cleaning, doing your dishes. Yeah. Like, it's actually like a full-time job.
So if you didn't have that to do, of course, you'd have a lot more time to work.
Yeah, I would fucking rule the world if I had an entire team of people doing all that shit for me.
Exactly.
And then like, and it's so easy for her to make money too. She can literally just like show up to some kind of club and probably make like $1 million. Like, you just don't understand. And then like, it's similar to this whole family. Seriously, like Chloe, she's the one that was like overweight, right?
Yeah.
She like went and like sat down with somebody, like, I don't know, maybe this was like a few years ago. And she said something like, I just don't get people that complain about their weight and like don't like do anything about it. I'm like, bitch, you have probably a private chef. You have a gym in your house.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you have a personal trainer. Of course, it's easy for you.
Yeah.
And even then you have a hard time.
Yeah.
You have surgeries. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Like, I get the message to some degree, but wrong messenger, first of all.
Exactly. I know, it's so bad.
And like, you could have worded it in a different way, you know? Because you could be like, you know what, I was given a lot of privileges, but you know, I did work hard and blah blah blah. Like, you could have worded it differently.
I still put the time in, but yeah, I got a personal trainer, I got a personal chef,
exactly,
and they did a lot of the work for me, but I still showed up.
Exactly.
Like, because all they have to do is show up.
Exactly. Because I think Oprah said something like this, like a long time. You know how like she has a history of like literally
like
yo-yoing.
Yeah.
And I think she said something like, you could have, you know, all the resources in the world, but if you don't have like your own discipline, then you're like fucked, basically.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Which is true. And like, that's a good point. Like, because she's at least somewhat self-aware.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Whereas like, I don't know. The whole Kardashian family, I'm just like, can you please like sit your ass down?
They're out of touch with reality. And
Yeah.
I think one of the another big criticism, I guess we're going into like Kardashian criticisms, but like, you know how they, to that point about them all having surgery and stuff,
Yeah.
is there's a lot of pressure. And again, I'm not sure, like, you know, I don't necessarily think that celebrities need to necessarily disclose a lot of this stuff, but like they are such like an image for young girls, like to look a certain way, and like the body types that they have are just not naturally or normally achievable without plastic surgery.
Yeah.
So like the fact that they really hide that and like don't disclose that unless they really have to. Like I remember for Kylie, for the longest time, like she used to have really kind of like thinner lips. Then she obviously got lip fillers, but was like denying it, saying it was, oh, she just put extra lipstick on and all this stuff. And then finally was like, oh yeah, I got lip fillers. It's like, well,
it was so obvious.
Yeah. Like
I know.
It's kind of like, you know, so
Yeah.
I think it puts a lot of pressure on young girls. Whereas if they were just open and transparent and like, yeah, you know, I do work out,
Yeah.
but I got a butt implant, or I got this, or I got this.
Like it's not achievable without like surgery.
Some type of,
That's the thing.
exactly.
They sell this image where they pretend that like they did it all. Like Chloe, for example, like Garen fucking Teach, she's gone through multiple surgeries.
Yeah.
Like the whole family has. So don't give women a lecture about how they should put down the Haagen-Dazs, okay, when you
Yeah.
have probably personal trainers working around the clock to make sure that you're getting your workout in.
Yeah.
So fuck off, okay?
Yeah.
And like, and then, yeah, and they sell products like, another problem is that, yeah, it's fine if they don't disclose, but they're selling an image and they're selling products pertaining to, for example, like weight loss, or, you know, they sell shit like that. And I'm like, okay, you're not even using it, bitch. Like,
yeah. Well, and the thing too is like, you have to remember and this is like a lot of celebrities, but like especially the Kardashians, like every single thing about them is like fake. Yeah. Like they have, you know, fake eyelashes, they have spray tans, they have hair extensions, they have, you know, cosmetic surgery on their face, they have, you know, plastic surgery in other areas. Like that is just not achievable in everyday life. Like normal people that are like working their 9-to-5 jobs don't have the money, first of all, to do all of that, right? Like, so there's some, like, they have to take kind of a step back, and they look good. I'm not denying that they're not a stunning family, but like it's just not naturally achievable.
God damn it. That be your phone?
God damn it.
Anyway, so that was the rant about the Kardashians.
Yeah. So
let
now,
us know what you think.
Oh yeah.
And now we're gonna jump into the main topic of the show, which I'm very excited to talk about.
Which is Rose's favorite. I think Rose secretly loves Love Is Blind.
I love it and I hate it.
Yeah, at the same time.
It's like I hate watch it, you know, but it's also like addictive.
But also I found this with the first, because I watched both seasons, because I remember the first season came out when we were all in lockdown.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, there was two shows that really changed the lockdown for me, and it was Tiger King and Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
So those were two that I was like, thank God those came out during the COVID. And then obviously we have Love Is Blind season 2, but I do feel like with both of them, the show that is like, I don't know, maybe it's 10 episodes, could be like 5. You know what I mean?
They dragged it out.
Every
It's annoying.
interaction, everything is like super drawn out.
I know, and they try to make it all like romantic. I'm like,
Yeah.
no one's believing this. Like,
I just
stop.
Yeah,
Let's dig deep. Okay, let's start talking about it.
Well, okay, so I don't know how we should do this. Should we do it by couple? Should we do it by...
I think we can kind of like, okay, so let's talk about the pods.
The pod experience.
The pod experience. Well, first of all, let's talk about our favorites.
Oh, God.
In terms of the mains.
Oh, who be my favorite?
I know your favorite.
Who I have a crush on?
Yeah.
Kyle. I just think he just seems so cute, even though like he seemed like nice, except obviously there were some scenes like when he was like, he's a vegetarian. And
oh
then
my
he's
God.
like,
That
I'm
part,
gonna
like,
eat steak for you.
That
and I was
part
just
pissed
like,
me off so much.
I know.
I was like, you're such a fucking, like, I don't know what's the word. Like,
I feel like he's a follower. I feel like he's like very much like, he's kind of like, a YouTuber, but I'm not going to name his name, but like he's also a follower that like flips and just seems to go with the trends, right? Like it will be like, oh yeah, I'll eat meat for you, and yeah, I'm atheist, but I could change. I could become religious. It's like, stand true to your values and beliefs. Like, I guess there is nothing wrong with shifting naturally, but changing yourself just to be with somebody, like,
exactly,
that's a recipe for disaster.
I guess we're going to talk about that couple.
So we're talking about the lovely Shayna.
Oh my God. Okay, first of all, the problem is also like obviously everything we're going to discuss is based on what we saw
on the show.
Yeah. So how it's edited, I believe it's probably very different from maybe reality.
True.
Okay. We don't see everything, right? So we have to remember that. But it's funny because we don't get any like deep conversations as the audience, other than like someone being like, oh yeah, my parents divorced.
Oh my God, my parents divorced too.
Oh my God, we should get married.
Yes, we have a connection.
It's like, I'm sorry, 50% of marriages end in divorce, so I don't know what you're talking about.
So the odds of meeting someone else that has divorced parents, pretty high.
Who was this? It was
Danielle, not Danielle.
Yes,
Danielle and oh my God, what's his name?
Nick?
Was it Nick?
Nick. Yeah,
I think
Nick
it was.
was the fruity man.
Yeah, he was a borderline, maybe.
Oh God, I don't want to. Yeah, maybe.
We don't know. He's metrosexual.
Metro.
He seemed very in touch with his feminine side.
Yes. So yeah, they were like, again, we don't see. To me, it's laughable because we only see like very small snippets, and to me, they're having very shallow conversations, and like even their deep conversations, I'm like, is this deep? Yeah. Like there was a couple conversations that were like, oh, okay, like that's kind of deep, but also it was just like,
well, and the weird thing is they would say that they have these deep connections in the pods, and then afterwards it would be like really basic things that you think they would have communicated about in the pods. They would like all of a sudden it would be like a shocker, like when Nick and Danielle they were moving in together, and they're like, oh God, I have a cat and you have a dog. Like, are they going to get along? And it's like, how do you guys not know this? Did you not talk about this in the pods?
Well,
like,
they had 2 days.
Yeah.
They got engaged so fucking fast.
They did,
so this is going to be a disaster of a episode, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Because we're going all over the place.
But let's start with Nick and Danielle.
Okay, I guess we're starting with Nick and Danielle.
Yeah.
Okay, so
first of all, okay, and again, we only see snippets and how it's edited, but like one thing that really frustrated me about Danielle throughout the entire thing.
Was the worst.
Yeah, she would be like saying things like, oh, I'm like so insecure, and like, I get really nervous and self-conscious around guys because of the way that I look and all this stuff. And I was like, bitch, you're gorgeous. She was so pretty.
Yeah.
She had a nice body, and she kept being like, oh, and I guess she did lose like a bit of weight and stuff.
Yeah.
But like her body was good, like nice. It was a nice body, and she was beautiful. And she kept being like, oh, because of the way I look, I'm so self-conscious. And I'm like,
I know, but some people have that. Like,
yeah, that's
where
true.
they're very insecure, even though they're very like good looking.
Kind of like me.
Yeah, it's true, Daniel. I don't think you're that insecure, Daniel, based on what you just said. But yeah, so okay, the girl, first of all, yeah, it wasn't just the fact that she was being insecure, which I kind of understand, but again, I'm like, okay, girl, like you need to like sort some shit out. Like you need some like major therapy.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. Like I understand that because she was like overweight before, like
she
that
might have a complex.
Exactly. That insecurity doesn't just go away because you lost weight. Like you obviously still have that insecurity, but it was also like everyone around them like acted like she was some kind of ogre or something.
I know.
Like it was like that scene with like her mom, and her mom was like, yeah, he accepts her for who she is and not what she looks like. I was like, she looks good. I don't understand. Oh.
I know. I was like, are we like, am I missing something here?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry. Okay, well, this is my biggest criticism of this fucking show. Everyone on this goddamn show is good looking.
Yeah,
again.
Yep.
Guys, this was your second opportunity to add in some colorful looking people in there, okay? I wanted to see some different heights, different weights. I wanted to see everything.
Yeah.
Okay, yet all you did was put in like one like plus size girl who wasn't even that plus size.
Yeah.
Okay, and then she got like, like she wasn't even in the fucking show.
There was a guy on there with like gray hair.
Oh my God.
Self-conscious about his gray hair.
Okay, that guy annoyed me so much because he was like, he had like one scene and it was like, oh yeah, like, I want to see what it's like because I've never had a first date where a girl didn't comment about my gray hair. I was like, bitch, you have a nice head of hair. Yeah. I'm sure girls are like, oh, you look great with the gray hair. Like, I'm sure nobody's like, oh, the gray hair is like, it's bad.
Because let's be honest, men at his age, usually some of them are balding and have fucking...
He looked good.
He has hair. That's a good thing.
He was like a model. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
I was so annoyed. And then they just keep talking, oh, looks don't matter. Looks don't matter. I'm like, yeah, looks don't matter in a world where everyone's good looking.
I know. Me and Rose talked about this before. And I was like, you know what? I would love to go on Love is Blind because you know what? If I do have a connection, an intense emotional connection in the pods, allegedly, I would feel confident because I'm like, you know what? I'm on a TV show. The other person's going to be fucking gorgeous. So yeah, I'm into it. Like
exactly.
I'm not worried. Love isn't blind. Love is fucking.
I would fucking propose to anybody.
Exactly.
You just know they're going to be good looking.
Exactly. So.
But it's like if you actually put in some like, less conventionally attractive people in there,
Yeah.
it would make for such an interesting show.
So much better.
It would be so much better because
Yeah.
right now it's just basically like any other dating show.
It is.
And like they're not really doing an experiment. So it's just like so fucking stupid.
Because the experiment would really be is if someone like, you know, makes this
Like,
intense
no
emotional,
neckhead.
makes this intense emotional connection with somebody that's, you know, definitely not the conventionally good looking person.
Yeah.
Then we see if love is really blind. Is that emotional connection enough? Will they be able to seal it with a physical connection? You know?
Exactly. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, like looks don't matter at all. I don't care about the looks. Of course you don't care. You're like, she's fucking gorgeous. What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. Like it was so crazy. And like with another couple of things that bothered me a little bit about Danielle and Nick.
Oh my God, they were so annoying.
Yeah. Well, Danielle, first of all, another thing that was like constant theme throughout it is like, and even her mom and her, she's like,
Yeah.
I need a guy that's going to accept me for my flaws. And then her mom's like, yeah, he's going to have to deal with her flaws. And it's like, you know what? Maybe actually a good idea would be to go get some therapy.
Yeah, because
like,
you are, I don't want to say the C word.
Yeah.
But
like,
you're a little, you know.
she was intense. Like she literally.
Every episode they were fighting.
I know. And it was like, she would instigate it. And she would be like, honestly, guys, like if you've seen it, I hope you guys have watched this episode because we're ranting about it.
Spoiler, whatever.
Yeah. But she would just be like, she would just say the most random thing. They would have a nice visit with her family. And then all of a sudden, like that evening, she'd be like, you know, I don't think you love me as much because, you know, you weren't as excited as me when we saw my parents. And I think, you know, that really stresses me out. Like I'm really feeling the stress from this. You're not. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about,
I
bitch?
know. It was, people are saying she has some kind of mental health. I'm like, that is for sure.
Yeah.
That first fight when they were in Mexico.
Oh my God. That was
I
wild.
literally was like, I had to rewind because I was like, are they fighting? Like I'm
what's this
so
about?
confused.
Yeah.
I was like, what is she mad at?
Yeah.
She was mad because he had left to go to a party without her when she was like vomiting.
Yeah.
Girl.
But she had said to go to the party because like to go see everyone. And then she
Girl,
was like,
what the fuck?
I know.
You need therapy. Like literally you need that. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And they made it seem like it was just like inherent flaw.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no. That could be fixed. Like,
Yeah,
I think you can talk to a therapist.
Exactly. Well, one of my favorite lines though, after that big fight, Nick comes on the camera and he's like, you know what? People just don't understand. You know, like if that fight would have happened in real life and we wouldn't have built the deep emotional connection that we built in the pods, obviously it would be over. Like we would have finished this a long time ago. But because of that deep emotional connection, we're going to, you know, obviously we learn to work with each other and we know how to cross that bridge. And I'm like,
I need to experience this deep emotional connection. They're like, you wouldn't understand if you've never been in the pods.
Yeah.
And it's like, bitch, what kind of drug were they fucking sprinkling on your food?
I mean, I want to know what was going on in the vents or something because like that shit's crazy.
Yeah, they just kept saying, oh yes, we had such a deep connection in the pods. You know what they do though in reality shows? Like I heard through the grapevine.
Yeah.
So I knew someone so a friend of a friend apparently was on Big Brother Canada. Okay. No, not Big Brother. What is it? The Bachelor?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I'm confused. I don't really watch either of those shows.
But would you watch Big Brother if I got on it?
God damn, Daniel, that'd be hilarious to say. I would have for sure watched it.
God damn.
So it was The Bachelor Canada. And apparently what they did in the first few days is like, I don't think she went very far, but so what they do is they put you in a hotel room with no phone, no like entertainment. Like you don't get like a TV, and then they just lock you in there for like 48 hours or like 3 days or something. And then obviously you get food and stuff, but like you basically have no contact. So there's like probably some kind of like I imagine they do something like that because like they kind of want crazy reactions. They want I don't know. Like I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I did hear like I know contestants on like RuPaul's Drag Race, for example, on that reality TV show. They also like their phones get taken away from them.
Yeah.
They're put up in a hotel and like during filming and stuff, it's like they're like locked in a hotel. Then they come to the set, then they go back. Like there's no like communication with the outside world.
Exactly.
No nothing.
So you might go a little crazy.
Yeah. And
you're drinking some juice and you're talking to somebody over a fucking wall.
What kind of juice you be drinking?
God damn, some kind of love juice.
God damn, thank God I'm not on there. I'll have a couple of drinks. I'll be like, woohoo!
And they'd be falling in love.
God damn, they do.
So yeah, I mean, my assumption is that there's something else going on that we don't see. Okay.
Yeah.
So human psychology is a very interesting concept.
Complex.
Okay. Exactly.
Many
it's very
layers.
complex. So if you put people, lock them up in a in a room and they have no outside contact, you know, who knows what might happen. Okay.
That's true.
Anyways,
that's why it's part of the experiment, though. You know, Rose, they put them out into the real world, into their real families, even though they set them up in a fucking apartment. It's not real world.
And yeah, and then there's cameras everywhere.
I know.
Anyway, so that's Nick and Danielle. They were annoying.
Yeah. But they ended up getting married.
I know I was like, okay, first of all, let's talk about that. Nick fucking sweating bullets.
I thought it was because he was going to say no.
That's
what I thought, because he was
I thought he was so nervous.
I had a feeling he was like, this bitch crazy. If I say no, she's going to kill me.
I really think he said yes because she said yes.
Yeah.
Because apparently, like, in that wedding, you know, that day, you know how like before the interview, she was like all upset. She was like, oh my God, he called me last night and told me that I should say no because we have so much to work on.
Because they have so many issues.
Yeah, which I agree with him. But she said yes, and I feel like because, like, you know, he didn't want to like break her heart.
Yeah.
Okay, because who knows what she would have done in that situation.
And
okay,
she knows where he lives now.
She fucking had a hissy fit over him going to a 3-hour party.
Yeah.
Okay, but leaving, and also like the way that they do the show is also very like kind of evil. Like they literally just set up the entire wedding, have all their family and friends watch,
right?
And then like you have to decide at that moment, being like no. And then it's just like the most awkward, like, God.
It is bad.
It's bad, but it's also like, I mean, it's great TV. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so Nick and Danielle, they got married. Yeah. They're still married, apparently, after a year.
And they're seeing counseling, which is a good thing.
I know. I was like, okay, well, good. They're doing counseling.
They're trying to work through it.
Although a year into the marriage, I mean, you know, you're already having so many issues. It's a little bit of a...
red flag.
Interesting situation.
That's true.
But you know, I'm glad they're doing counseling. Great, fantastic.
I think that's good. I think that's that's a responsible adult step to do.
They seemed a lot like more normal, like a healthier couple in the reunion.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, good for you. Okay, Danielle seemed a lot more like, you know, healthy minded.
Yeah.
But who knows? Okay.
Who knows?
So that was that. And then we're going to jump into Kyle, who's Danielle's favorite.
Oh, God, guys. I just think he's so cute.
He is quite cute. He's quite good looking. He's probably the best looking out of all of them.
Yeah. And I think it's just because his personality, other than him being like not true to his values and beliefs.
Yeah, he seems cute.
Yeah. He just seemed like a really nice guy. Like really like, I don't know. That's like my type.
God damn, I know you'd be in love with him.
Muscular.
Yeah.
You know, God damn.
He is cute. He's good looking. He's like, he looks like very good looking, you know, just like everyone else on the fucking show.
Exactly.
Anyways, but Shayna.
Oh, this is Rose's favorite. You loved Shayna, didn't you?
Can you do Shayna's face? Guys. Why does she have, it's like she's trying to be sultry. Like, is she doing it on purpose? Like, girl, you need to not do that face.
I don't understand why she's always like pouting her lips and squinting her eyes.
Which she doesn't need to pout because she already has lip filler, which is like,
so
girl,
much filler.
It's too much. Okay, people. Can I just say, okay, stop with the lip fillers, like overdoing the lip fillers. Okay, you can do it a little bit, but you need to like check yourself. Okay, ask your family and friends.
I know, ask for guidance.
Because I feel like we've had this discussion, but I feel like people, once you do the lip filler, it kind of like warps your reality.
It's like an addiction because like you change something on your face, right? And then you get used to that on your face, right? Like, for example, if I drew a dot here, at first I'd be like, okay, well, this is really weird. I'm not sure I get you. And then I look at it and I'm like, actually, I could probably do a little bit of a bigger dot, you know? And because it can become normalized, right? Like your lips at that size then become normal and you're like, oh, that could probably do with a little bit more. And the next thing you know, you look like a fucking jack-o'-lantern with like, I don't know if jack-o'-lantern's the right term, but like your lips look like a baboon's ass. You know, like those swollen red asses of those why can't I speak? Baboons, those swollen red asses of the baboons when they're ready to mate. That's when the big butts get all red and they look swollen as hell. And that's what people's faces look like.
Honestly, it's so bad. Like the lip filler, the overdoing the lip filler needs to go. Like,
oh my God.
I don't understand how anyone finds, I'm sorry. Like, I know that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, whatever. And like, sure, if you really like it, great. But like, I don't know. Like personally, I just think it's just like, I don't see how anyone thinks that looks good.
But also some people get it done so much that it actually looks painful.
I know.
Like you see their lips and you're like, oh God, they look like they're going to burst.
Like literally, like hers weren't that bad.
Yeah, hers were, but they were getting there.
Yeah, hers were just uncomfortably like weird. Like it just looked like she was pouting. And she was. I mean, I think she was actually pouting a little bit and also just like squinting her eyes.
Like she was always squinting her eyes like this.
And I'm just
like, does she need glasses? Like I was confused. Like
Everyone's like, yeah, love is blind. Shayna's definitely blind or something.
Oh, Shayna's definitely blind because she's always
commenting about her. Like, I was like, oh my God. It's so funny how like we all picked up on like these weird little traits that they have.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's talk about Shayna because okay, first of all, we had 2 men fighting for her.
Yeah.
Okay, we got Shane. Oh, we'll get to Shane.
Yeah.
Oh God, I might need another beer talking about this.
Oh God. And then we have Kyle.
Shane and Kyle, they were both like in love with Shayna.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh my God, like she's just like so like Kyle was like, she's not like any other women I've met before. I was like, dude, are you like, have you not met a basic ass blonde before?
Rose.
Okay, I'm sorry, that was mean.
No, but there was nothing necessarily about her that I was like really like drawn to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's something about like, you know, like she seemed very surface level. Like,
yes, like I don't understand.
Like,
I'm like, what are you seeing that we're not seeing? What is she saying to you in the pods?
Other than that, I'm wearing a crop top.
Oh my God.
I'm just wearing a crop top and sweatpants.
The crop top, I'm gonna fucking die. Okay, it was so.
And then Shane was like, oh,
I know,
crop
Shane,
top.
Oh my God. Every time Shane's like, oh my God, I have such deep connection with Shayna and Natalie. I just don't know who to decide. And then he walks in and he's like, what are you wearing, Shayna?
Hi, I'm wearing a crop top and sweatpants.
Oh my God. Like, bitch, like, I'm sorry, every other bitch in the world, like, I'm wearing a fucking crop top, bitch. Like,
everyone, I mean, I didn't wear my crop top today, but you know what I mean?
I'm telling you, they're feeding them some kind of fucking drug, okay?
I know.
Some kind of horny ass drug in there.
Well, they did say some of them were on drugs. So.
I wouldn't be. Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Shayna, what bothers? Again, this is why I don't believe this whole like, oh my God, we had such a deep connection in the pods bullshit. Because I'm sorry. So Kyle and Shayna apparently had such a deep connection that Kyle was like interested in like potentially proposing.
Yeah.
And then after they had this deep connection, he finds out that she's like a religious fanatic.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry, that didn't come up.
Especially if he's like super atheist.
I know. I'm like, you didn't talk about this when this girl, and especially if she is such a religious person.
She would say, this is something that's really important to me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That should be one of the first things
it would be like if you were in the pod, Rose, like eventually it would come up that you were a vegan. Do you know what I mean? Like it would be something that's like you would talk about.
I'm not going to leave it out until they're about to propose
and then
to
say,
me.
surprise.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, you're a hunter. I'm a vegan. How's that going to work?
Exactly. Oh, you hunt? Oh my God. You're conservative? Like super uber conservative?
I'm like, bitch, what are you talking about? Crop tops?
Yeah.
Like what kind of deep conversation did you have?
Oh God.
And I'm like, and then the thing is like they were both such opposites.
Yeah.
In terms of that. So I'm like, well, that's obviously a very important thing. She's like, I don't believe in evolution. I'm like, oh my God, girl. Girl, like you belong with Shane.
Yeah. Oh God. Those two were like a match made in heaven.
They were like actually, okay?
Yeah.
They would have such a toxic relationship, but also like they actually would kind of like go well together.
They would have gone perfect. Like they should have been together.
Yeah.
Like honestly, they should have.
Yeah, like if they both like did some therapy, because I mean they probably both need some, but like they could have done well, you know.
Oh God.
Anyway, so Kyle and Shayna, that was and I honestly like as much as we all hate Shake, and we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
He said some truths in the fucking reunion. He was like, there was an incentive to continue the show.
Well, and I feel like that's what Shayna did.
That's what a lot of people did.
Yeah.
But especially Shayna and
because
Kyle.
That was the weirdest. Like
Kyle, I think he also wanted to just continue.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because there's no way. I'm like, I'm sorry. If I don't know how, because he was like very adamant that he was atheist. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that scene particularly, he was like, basically, I'm atheist, and you're not going to change my mind.
Yeah.
I believe in science. I believe in facts. And then she was like, oh my God, I don't believe in evolution. And like, I mean. I'm sorry. I truly believe that because he didn't say he was like agnostic. A lot of people that are like kind of like not as like strong minded about this will say they're agnostic. But he specifically said he's atheist. Yeah. And he
believes in evolution.
Exactly. And he seemed quite like, adamant on that. And so I'm also an atheist. And if somebody said to me that they don't believe in evolution, that is a deal breaker if I ever heard one. Like, no way in hell. Like, no way in hell. I'm sorry. Like, maybe you can be a little religious. Yeah. But like, that's where I'm going to stop it. Yeah, no. Especially if they're like, I have to walk with the Lord and our kids are going to go to church every Sunday. I'm like, no. Yeah. Anyways. And then like the next day he's like, I think I can overlook our differences. What did he say?
Well, it would be different if their differences were like miniature. But if it's like something core to your belief, like she's super religious, you're super atheist.
The opposite.
Like, I don't know. I just don't see that working.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'm wrong. Like, I don't know. But like.
Maybe some people, but then I truly feel like it's like you have to be kind of in the middle, like both of you a little bit. Or one of you might be in the extreme and one of you's in the middle. But if you're both in the other extreme, like for example, you're right. Like, I'm a vegan. Sure, I'll date an omnivore, but I can't date a carnivore. Like I can't date someone that only eats meat.
Yeah.
Because that's fucked up. Like no, it doesn't work. So anyways. So 100% they just wanted to continue the show.
Yeah.
And they just wanted more airtime.
Of course.
Okay? And they made for, a potentially interesting story. Anyways, kind of, not really.
Not really.
It was kind of stupid.
Like Shayna's whole time on there was not really the most interesting.
That's true. That's the thing. She was so boring the whole time.
Even when she went to go see like Shane when they all went to that like party on the beach or whatever, and she was like, oh my God, she just reminds me of like, and I know that sounds like mean, but like just very surface level. Like she was like chatting with Shane, and she was like, oh my God, I'm so shy. Oh my God, I like really like you, and I know you're with Natalie, but I'm so shy.
And he's like, you're not shy at all.
She's like, I am. I was like, oh my God, you're literally the most annoying girl ever.
What did she say? She's like, your relationship is fake.
Yeah.
I was like, fake as is your lips, girl?
I know. No, but it was more like this. Your relationship is fake.
You guys, I wish you were watching on video. If you guys do the face.
Your relationship is fake. Honestly.
Oh my God, honestly, she was so annoying.
That's why I'm like, I don't get why these guys are like falling head over heels.
I know,
for
I'm
her.
like, what kind of, like, I'm sorry, like, I don't know what she was saying. Like, I have no idea, okay? But I mean, they're all kind of surface level.
Voodoo shit in there.
It wouldn't be surprising. I mean, they're surface level. So anyway, so that was Kyle and Shayna.
Yeah.
Annoying as fuck.
Shall we talk about the infamous Shake and
Oh
Deeps?
my God. Okay, so Shake
and Deeps.
Okay, so what do we think of Shake? I feel like he's not believable as a human being.
Yeah, I feel like he came on the show and played a character.
Yes.
And I think that I also feel like though with Deeps, it was like she met him. He was so awful. Like he was just so awful in the pods as well. Like to everyone, it was like, oh, I like to carry women above my head for festivals.
I felt like that was a character.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, I was like, why? Of course you should know. Like, I feel like he's not stupid. Like, if you say something like that, people are going to be pissed off.
Of course.
So you knew that was going to get you more airtime.
Yeah. So he did that. And then he did that with Deeps. But like Deeps, like.
She didn't like him at first.
No. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh, I have a deep connection with him.
I know.
You know? And I was like.
There was like an episode where you barely saw them. So basically initially you saw Shake. Because I was like, before I watched the show, everyone was like talking about how the Indian guy's awful.
Yeah.
So I was like waiting for like, the awfulness.
Yeah.
And obviously I saw that initial part where he was like being so fucking annoying and he was like, can I carry you? Like, oh my God.
Would I be able to lift you up on my shoulders? Do you work out?
Do you work out? I get along with people that work out. Like, anyway.
And then she's like.
I know. I felt bad for her too. It's like they just like used her as like a prop. Like the plus size girl.
Yeah.
Like literally that was like her only airtime.
Yeah.
That's fucking embarrassing. Like, why would you do that? Like, I'm sure she had other things to say. But that's the problem with the show. They pretend like the looks don't matter. Yeah. But then they use the like kind of like less than attractive, like less conventionally attractive people as like just like their little like
pawns almost.
Yeah, like just like a little proof that they are trying to do this experiment or something.
Yeah.
And then they just use them in that little like fucking section where he's like basically, shaming her for not working out.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Oh,
anyway,
God.
So Shake, he said that. He's like, oh, would I be able to lift you on my shoulder? And then Deeps is like, what the fuck? Yeah. And then you don't see them for like a while. And all of a sudden they're like in love. I'm like, I'm sorry. What did you like? What? And then they bond over how like they never dated an Indian. They just kept fucking going on about that too. They were both so annoying with that. I'm sorry. Like I like Deeps. Yeah. I think she's great. But like they just kept like harping on this like fact. I'm like, it's not that crazy. Like, yeah, I get it. Like in your culture, sure, like, maybe you all date Indians, but like there's plenty of Indian people that date like non-Indians. Like, yeah. Sure, you can mention it a couple times, but they just kept going on about it. Yeah. I was like, hey, you guys are both kind of annoying with that. And then they were like in love. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God.
But like the thing with Shake is he was never like, he was like in love, but then he was like saying, he's like, oh, we have this intense emotional connection. But he's like, physically, I can't get there with her.
And she was like the most attractive girl on the goddamn show.
I know. And I was like, what is wrong with this guy?
Like, she's so hot. Are you kidding me?
I know. And I felt really bad because like, imagine her watching that back. Like every single chance that he had, he was like, yeah, you know, I really like her. She's such an amazing person. But like, I'm not physically attracted to her. Like it's like having sex with your aunt.
I think he has major commitment issues.
Oh yeah. I related. I'm just kidding.
He even said like, I think it's my commitment issues. I was like, yeah, y'all have some commitment issues.
100% he does.
Oh my God. And then he was just like, yeah, this is why I just like don't, it's almost like he was for sure playing the villain. And I'm like, I just
100%.
cannot believe that he is like a real person, but maybe he is.
No, but we have to remember this is TV, right? Like
exactly.
The thing is like, yeah, they play this show off as it's like one way or the other. And like some people get married and, you know, there might be some reality to it, but you have to remember that it's not all real, right? Like,
of course.
There's so much stuff that goes on behind scenes. Like these people are being filmed 24/7. Like even right now, like us being on this podcast, like we are pretty much ourselves, but we're not like fully, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like we're not living our lives.
Exactly.
Like,
We have a camera here. Like we know that, right? Like, and even if they're like, oh, you forget the cameras are there. Bullshit.
There's
a camera
an
crew. There's someone with a mic. There's like all this shit going on. Like it's not a normal, like they'd all be in your house. They'd be around. Like you're not yourself, right? Yeah. Like, so there's a lot of it where it's like contrived. It's edited. It's like, you know, and I do feel like, with Shake, like, God, he was a little bit insufferable.
But like his mom was kind of like nice and badass.
She was badass.
That scene though was iconic. When the mom was basically like, Deeps is awesome and you are shit.
Mm-hmm.
What did she say? She was like, she basically said like she deserves
a better man than you.
Yeah, she deserves someone that actually likes her.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, if your actual mom is saying that to you, like you have a problem.
Yeah.
But I was glad. I was like, you know, I'm glad like, you know, like his mom said that.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sorry, but what's Deep's like full name? Do you remember?
Like Deepti or something?
Oh yeah, Deepti. How cute was her family?
Oh my God.
I loved her oh my God, her mom.
I know.
The scene, like that part felt real. Like at the wedding.
Yeah.
When her mom was like crying.
And she was like, I'm so proud of you.
Oh my God. I teared up.
Yeah. I also.
It was cute.
But did you not also tear up when they had their family dinner and her mom was like, said thank you to her dad?
Her mom was so sweet.
I know. I think that whole family though.
I know.
I love their
whole family was so sweet and so cute.
Yeah.
And
I want to be a part of that family.
I know. They were so adorable.
Yeah.
Like, and then the thing is though, because like Deep's like mentioned something before they met the family, and she was like, I'm concerned because like, you know, my family is very like conservative Indian family, so I was hoping for some drama, you know. I was hoping for some like fucking crazy ass drama, but then they were so nice.
Yeah, I do think some people though, they build up their parents more than what they like. Some people have this like this this thing, and I think with Deeps, because she'd only dated white guys before, she was like nervous to bring these white guys to her house, even though I'm sure her parents, because they seem so nice, they probably would have been fine with it. Totally. But I think she has a complex where it's like, oh God, because they had an arranged marriage and all this stuff, and like they're all obviously very proud of their Indian culture. She is like nervous to bring a white guy there.
Sure.
So I think a lot of it was on her.
No, I think you're totally right. Yeah, because like they seem so nice and so accepting, and like her mom just seems so sweet. I was like, oh my God, her mom is so sweet. And then at the wedding, okay, I'm sorry, the wedding was iconic.
Oh yeah.
Again, I feel like a lot of it's, you know,
it's
maybe
for the
fake.
Show.
It's for the show. But like the fact that she just like, because before that we would never know, right? Again, it's one of those things where I feel like they twist things. Like I'm sure producers like put things into their ears and like.
Well, apparently the producers told Deeps.
That's the thing.
Some of the
like,
stuff that Shake
why
was
would
saying.
you do that? It's because you know that it's gonna cause some, you know, great endings to the show.
Exactly, because otherwise she might have gone through with it.
I think because before that she was basically like, oh yeah, like we have such a connection, blah blah blah. So she kept going on about that. So I was like, oh my God, this girl's gonna say yes. Oh my God, it's gonna be so bad.
Yeah.
And then when she said like, oh my God, when she was like, I what did she say? I don't. She's like, I choose me or something. I was like, oh my God, girl.
Yeah, that was iconic. And then when her mom was like, I've never been more proud of you.
Oh my God.
I'm so proud of you. And then she had like that one-on-one with the camera, and she's like, my daughter, you know, she's just such a, you know, like an amazing, you know, and
iconic.
I was just like, oh.
It was so great. And then I loved the line that Deep said when she was like after she said no to him.
Yeah.
And then she was like, one day he's going to realize what he missed out on. I was like, yes, girl. Yes, girl. That bitch is gonna fucking regret it.
Yeah,
for sure. Like she has the package. Like she's good looking. I remember what she did, but I think she was pretty successful.
Yeah.
Like her family's great. Like what the fuck?
I know.
Like what the
and
fuck?
she's super nice. Like she's so
nice.
She's just genuinely
you can
seems like a nice person.
She's like a nice person.
Yeah.
And then like Shake's like, I have reservations at Nobu.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is so fucking awkward.
I know. And he was like so awkward after it. I was like,
I know.
this is like a shit show.
Yeah.
And I did love in the reunion scene when Kyle was like, I should have asked Deeps to marry me.
God.
I was like, oh my God, you guys get together.
I think they're dating, or they say they're like friends.
Allegedly.
Whatever.
Who knows?
Who
yeah. knows?
And yeah, I mean, that was, oh my God. Shake was just so awkward. Oh my God, that whole reunion episode was so weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
What a weird show.
It's very strange.
Yeah. It was like they were fighting and it was like, I don't know. And then
Yeah.
like Shake just kept saying stupid
He would just
shit.
keep cutting in and people are like, hey, no one wants to hear your opinion right now. Like, shut the fuck up.
Everyone hated him.
Yeah.
But I thought the guys were like bros, but I guess
Him and Shane.
Yeah, him and Shane.
Kind of.
But Shane was like, you know, they were all like, I don't know. It was awkward. It was
Yeah.
so awkward. I've never been so like, I felt awkward. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
why am I watching this?
Yeah, it was bad, but he did say some truth. I think the point where he said like when he's like everyone is just trying to get more airtime, like
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. Like that's true. It's a show, right? Like
Exactly.
I feel like people definitely carried it on as long as they could. Like I do feel like Salvador and Mallory or whatever.
Let's talk about.
I feel like that was.
Couple.
I feel like that actually. The more I think about that couple, because they were really weird. Like you could never really understand what was going on. Like it was
Yeah.
like, do they like each other? Do they not?
It's like they both were. Maybe they both wanted to try to make it work, but then it just like.
But I feel like they just wanted airtime. Like
I think
really,
so.
I just think they did, and I think Salvador
Yeah.
just trying to launch his music career. You know.
Yeah, he kept singing in every
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
I mean, he was great, like fantastic.
He was a good singer.
What do we think about Salvador?
I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He grew on me.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was like, I'm not sure if I find him attractive.
He's a grower.
He's a grower.
That's interesting.
At first, I was like,
Rose
okay.
loves a grower, don't you?
Daniel, I've not had enough alcohol for that
Oh
conversation.
God.
So Salvador, at first I was like, I don't know if I find. I mean, of course he's like, he's good looking.
Yeah,
like,
he's a good-looking
he's
guy.
a good looking guy.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Surprise.
But then I was like, I don't know if I find him attractive. But then by the end, I was like, he seems like a nice guy. Like
Yeah.
he does. Like he seems very like sensitive, very like.
I think it's because he has all his
gentle.
sisters and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really like that. Like I
Yeah.
liked when he's like close with his sisters and his
Yeah.
family. And then like, yeah, Mallory, I was like, I don't know if I like you or not.
I know. I was like on the fence about Mallory. I was like,
At first I liked her when she was in the pods.
Yeah.
I was like, you're kind of cool, like whatever. And then they met and immediately she's like, I don't know if I liked him. And I was like, okay, girl, like he's not that bad. I thought you
know.
had a strong connection. I guess love isn't blind.
damn, I know. It's like,
God damn. And then she was like all shady with Jarrett.
Yeah.
I was like, girl,
That wasn't good. She's like, oh, Jared's like the type of guys I used to date, like blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And I was like, hey, they were flirting so much.
I
in
know.
person. I was
And
like,
this is another reason, right? It's like not real because you just know that shit's getting filmed.
oh, yeah, of course.
So it's like, that's so awkward.
I know. But maybe if you're really drunk, like maybe that's like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
But the thing is, like, I would just say stupid shit and be like, okay, well, it's going to be good TV.
Yeah.
That's probably what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Because you got to have some drama, right?
Yeah.
Because I actually heard after the fact, I did hear that there was a couple couples that just didn't make the show.
And they got married.
I think they like got engaged, but I don't know. I think there was two couples that didn't get actually married, but they were like, they got engaged, but they just like didn't make the cut because their storylines weren't interesting. You see,
Well, there you go.
like the gray hair guy, I think he got engaged.
Ah, okay.
But again, because that's why you got to cause some drama.
Or you have to like create a character like Shake.
Exactly.
If you want to get the airtime, you have to like create this story.
Because if you're just like a normal, healthy couple, nobody wants to watch that.
Exactly. This is so true. This is very true.
Yeah, because like if you think about it, all of them had some like issues, right?
100%.
They I think they put in like one good couple, like usually in each season. They'll put in like for example, Jared and Ayanna.
But even they had their struggles.
they had some struggles, but I
Yeah.
felt like their storyline wasn't like super interesting.
But I feel like last year or the previous season, like Lauren and Cam, like
Yeah.
they were like the idealistic
exactly.
couple.
So
Like,
I think they have to add one like ideal couple in there
yeah.
that are kind of like, okay, that's real.
then they have to have, the love triangle,
yeah.
which was the Natalie, Shane and Shayna. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is similar to the Jessica, Barnett, and Mark in the last
Exactly.
series.
Yeah.
You have to have the the woman that's like, starts fights for nothing. Which was the Gianna and whatever his name was, I can't remember, Derek or something.
The basic ass guy and the woman that starts fights.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they had that again.
Yeah.
So they have like little boxes that they like
Yeah.
tick. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
it was like a bit like, okay, this is like cliche.
You got to make it interesting,
This is it, right?
So let's talk about Shane and Natalie.
Oh God.
Okay, first of all, what a weird couple.
No. I mean, a very interesting couple.
At first, because like, you know, like in the first few seasons, when they first all met and stuff, everyone was like, oh, they're definitely going to get married. Shane and Natalie. And then, I'm sorry, as the audience, we're like, they are not believable as a couple at all.
No.
I've never seen, like, it wasn't even like an opposite attract situation. I was like, you guys just look awkward.
But he wrote her name on his notebook with a heart.
Okay, first of all, let's talk about that. The pods.
Oh, God.
And how annoying he was. And I was like, how does anyone find... And they're like, oh, Shane's voice. I was like, his voice is so fucking annoying.
Oh, my God, I couldn't.
I could not.
I can't even do it like...
Yeah. It's like, is that Natalie? Oh, my God. And he was so crazy. He needs mental help.
Oh, my God. He was definitely a lot. Like, he was very extra. And I think the big turnoffs for me was like how bro-y he was.
Oh my, he was so bro-y.
Like,
even just like the way he talked.
I know.
Oh God, it was such a turn off.
But I wrote you on my notebook with a heart.
Yeah. And then how he just kept going back and forth between Shayna and
oh my God.
Natalie. And he's like, oh, is that Shayna? What are you wearing? and then Natalie's just like, what?
Oh my God.
He's like, oh my God, Shane and I have such a connection. And he just called me Shayna. And
then she lost her shit.
And that, no, but Natalie was just like, oh yeah, like whatever.
No, remember she got mad.
For like a bit.
Yeah. And then later
for like one little thing. And then later he was like, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she's like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
So funny.
So fucking stupid.
I just like one thing that me and Rose were talking about Natalie is like, honestly, the way she talks.
It's so profesh.
She's such a consultant. Like,
Yeah,
she literally feels
talks-
that. Yeah.
She talks like she's in a business meeting all the time.
Like literally all the time.
Yeah.
Like, guys, if you rewatch the show, you'll be
Yeah.
like, yep, I'm ready to go get
Yeah.
my documents. I'll get that Excel file for you. I'll make sure the project timeline is accurate. Like,
this experiment has taught me so much about love and has got me thinking so differently. It's just so...
I do hope that some of them like grow and learn from it. Like, I hope that does.
Oh
help
my God.
them,
but let's talk about Natalie for a second again, because I actually thought I thought she was Chinese.
yeah.
And then when she mentioned something about being Korean, I was like, oh shit, I can't wait to see her parents.
Yeah.
Because Korean parents be crazy.
Yeah.
Not my parents.
I was gonna say, speaking from experience, Rose.
God damn. Okay, so I was the thing is, like, all the parents other than Shayna's like weird ass family, okay, they be goddamn intense.
Well, her brothers. Do you remember her brothers were so funny though? He's
are you a man of the Lord?
well, and then he's like, what do you mean? And then I love the part where he's like, you want to come dirt backing and doing this and barbecues and just being American. I was like, God damn!
Oh my God,
is this what
literally.
people say in America? Like, is this literally like for
Is this
real?
normal?
God damn, we're gonna go ride some dirt bikes, have a barbecue, and just go out there and be American. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hunt some deer.
Yeah, like that is like I never tell someone like, hey, let's go snowboarding and let's do this and like
let's
really
be some Canadian.
Let's be fucking Canadian, guys. Like, let's fucking be
Yeah.
Canadian.
Do people say stuff like that? You guys let us know.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know if it's like maybe American thing.
Yeah. So other than that family, I felt like and other than Danielle is it Danielle or Danielle? And her mom was a little intense. Okay, she seemed like a nice lady.
She seemed nice,
but
yeah.
a little intense.
Yeah.
So other than that, like
She
all
had
the
them
parents,
eyes.
all the parents were actually kind of normal.
Yeah.
And I was hoping, I was like, okay, so there's gonna be some drama.
Well,
because
Nick's mom was intense. Do you remember her?
Nick's mom.
Remember, she was like very serious.
Oh yeah, she was. She was actually very she seemed very real. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this woman is like not messing around. She was
No.
just like real.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind her. I thought she was just being realistic because she was like, y'all met like last week. You're gonna get married.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
But Natalie's parents. So I was like, okay, so when they meet, there's gonna be some clashes because like some Korean parents, they be racist. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want their kids with like a white boy. Okay, especially someone as white as Shane.
Oh, God damn.
God damn, he be a white ass boy.
Oh my God.
He's like the whitest of the whites.
And he's so like just
He's
such,
a
bro.
like typical like jock, like
a frat boy.
yes, like he's never grown out of the frat boy phase.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, sure, that was cute when we were all in university.
Yeah.
Like, I would have probably wanted to have sex with you.
When you
but,
yeah.
But now that we're older, I'm like, no.
I know you literally
You
look
need
like
to
an
grow up.
overgrown like frat boy.
You need to grow out of that. You know, when I was 21, for goddamn sure, I'll be like, yes, I'm into this. 2 years later, not so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then I was like, yeah. So I was like, there's gonna be some drama. Like the families are gonna clash. Like her parents are gonna be like, no white boys. Like all this shit.
Yeah.
And then you walk in, and then her parents are the whitest fucking Korean parents I've ever seen in my life. I was like, they fucking speak fluent English. I was like, what the hell's going on?
I know. I was kind of surprised with that as well. Like, I mean, maybe they grew up in America. I
think
know.
they did. It's not as common, but like, yes, there are families where, they're still,
they're not.
their parents came like much earlier, whatever.
They're second generation. Is it second generation?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, she's definitely second generation.
Yeah. So like, but because I was surprised because I thought they were going to speak Korean.
I know. I was hoping for it.
I was like, why are they not speaking Korean? Like this is, and even when she spoke to them, they spoke in English, and I was like,
I know, and it was like perfect English. I was like, what the, I was like, and then her dad was so sweet. Her dad was cute.
Yeah, he was really nice.
And I was like, God, I want some drama.
I know.
Her dad was just like, oh yeah, I understand. Her mom was like a little bit like, what? You met last week? And also this whole idea that like, oh my God, my parents just have no idea about this experiment. And I'm really nervous because I have to tell them today about this experiment. They don't even know I have a fiance. Yeah. And I'm like, bitch, there's a camera crew.
I know. There's a camera crew.
How you be explaining the camera crew?
And also, I'm pretty sure that you probably would have told them that you were going down the pods.
Yeah. And especially because you're probably gone for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Like, girl, you didn't tell your close ass parents that like you're
filming a TV show?
Yeah. And that you're going to be away for 2 months. Like, what did you tell them? Okay.
Yeah.
What you tell them? And then they're all like, oh my God, I'm so surprised that like you have a fiance, even though there's a whole camera crew here. Like, oh my God, what a shocker.
I'm so surprised.
Surprised.
Like, it's crazy.
Anyways, I'm like, literally, there's a camera crew. They're like, whose house is this? I'm like, oh my fucking God, there's a goddamn camera crew. Can we stop? Anyways. And then, they have a very normal interaction. Apparently, Shane is all charming, whatever. Nobody sees the broiness. Anyways. Oh, my God. And he is just insufferable. Shane is the worst.
Like, I mean, I'm sure he means well. Like, he's not like a malicious guy. Like, he's not.
Well, he was a little annoying, though, in the pods where he was all like, not apologizing for anything. When he called Natalie Shayna, and then he was all like, oh, well, I think that's fucked up that you're offended by that.
Yeah.
I was like, bitch, what the hell?
I think with him, it's just like, if I ever met somebody like that in my real life, like that was like that level of broiness. And just
my God, such a turn off.
Exactly. It's just like, I just wouldn't want to be around them. Like, there's just too much. Like,
I don't know what it is about the broiness.
It's like this extra level of, oh my God, actually.
What?
Speaking of which, like this like extra level of energy and like extraness that is just like too much.
What speaking of what, Daniel?
So me and my mom we were like shopping the other day because I'm looking for stuff for my apartment. And we were like just shopping. And this lady, we walked into the store and like, I wish I could remember what store it was. This lady, oh my God. I've never seen anything like it.
Was she a bro?
No. But she was like this kind of energy, you know? So she had these 2 little pigtails. She was probably like in her 50s. Maybe 40s. 2 little pigtails like this. And she greeted us like, hi, how are you guys doing? Oh my God, it's such a great day to go shopping, isn't it? And I was just like, even my mom was like, and we're like, oh, what are you guys doing in the store?
Was she working at the store?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, we're just shopping around. She's like, okay, enjoy. Have a great day. And I was like, but it was like too much. You know, it wasn't sincere. And I was like, oh my God.
It was like fake. It was like fake too much.
And then she found us later in the store and came over. And she's like, how are you guys doing? Oh my God. It's so great to be here without a mask. And I was like, oh my.
It's like, okay, y'all need to turn it down about 50 notches.
I know. I was like, you're at a 10 right now. You need to take it down to like a 3. Even my mom, and my mom's like pretty like chatty and stuff. But she was like, what is going on? I think I have no idea what is happening. Oh my God! So
this is the female version of Shane.
Yeah.
But a million times more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think she was just like, it was very fake. Like, it's not sincere. Like, if someone was just like, oh, enjoy, like, go shop around the store, like, normally, not like, oh my God, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me in my whole life. And you're like, okay, really. You know,
like you could be nice without being that
exactly
too much.
And that's what I think what Shane's problem is like he's in like, other than a few little things here and there, like he's not like a malicious person per se. Yeah. But he's just too much.
And he's so insecure.
Yeah.
He was like Natalie just like she's very different from the pods. And like, well, to be fair, she probably was different. Like, that's the thing. It's like, maybe you say things when you're in these pods that like, that you can't say in person because it's like awkward or something. And like, he just kept being like, oh my God, like, Natalie, like, why don't you like compliment? Like, she just kept fishing for compliments.
And she's like, Shane, like, maybe I just don't want to talk about our relationship in the same way
I don't
want to
brag
do.
about our relationship. And he's like, what do I want to brag?
What do you want to brag? It's the best thing ever. I want to tell everyone.
Oh my God. I'm like,
yeah, but
y'all need to calm down.
Shane. And then I loved how like there was like some scenes where it was like, he's like they're completely opposite when it comes to money, which is.
Oh my God. I know. That's the thing. It's like, first, again, what did you discuss in the fucking pods?
I don't know.
Y'all
like,
don't talk about money in the pods? That's very important in a marriage.
No, but they talk about deep stuff.
That's the thing. It's like you talk. Okay, the thing is, sure, there are deep conversations. Like you can talk about your worst fears and like your trauma, like whatever. Like that's important too.
Yeah.
But you know what's also probably I would argue more important. It's like your current values, what you see like in a future, like what kind of financial situation. Like I'm sorry that these are not sexy conversations, but like it's very important, especially if you're gonna marry this person that you haven't even fucking met.
Well, and unfortunately, like when you get to a certain age, again, like I said, 21 years old, damn, I'll be like, yes, Shane, yes, whatever, fuck it,
fucking realtor, that's sexy, great.
Yeah, I'll just go for it, But then it's like you get to a certain point, it's like, okay, well, you start like, like, and this sounds really bad, but like, if someone's like such a mess with their finances, like he was, like all over the place and stuff, it's like, if you're not like that, it's really hard to find a future together. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be exactly the same. Obviously, there's some people that are like worse with money and better and blah, 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 like whatever. But if you have two extremes, like obviously Natalie was like very concise. She's like obviously a good saver and like really diligent with her money. And whereas Shane was just like, like gambles, like we'll just do whatever.
And then she was all like, oh yeah, I'm fine with that. My parents, their relationship is like one person makes more money. I'm like, that's different.
Yeah, it's not about who makes more money. It's about what you fucking do with your money.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, right. Somebody that saves and is diligent with their money, you're not bothered by this. Like I would be 100% bothered.
Well, exactly. There's
no way you're not bothered. You're a fucking consultant, for crying out loud.
Exactly. Like it wouldn't bother me if the person that I'm with is like not doing everything the same as me in terms of money, but like if they're like literally a fucking mess, like
he's like, I don't have a retirement plan,
no retirement plan, can't pay their bills, are like
did he say he couldn't pay their bill?
No, he didn't say that,
but he
just had no retirement plan. He was like, I don't believe in a 401k, which is the US equivalent of like an RRSP,
right? It's like
and
plan.
I'm like, well, you don't have to like put all your money into it, but like put a little bit in there.
Yeah, and like they have nothing in common. She's like, I don't really like to drink. Like my family doesn't like to. Oh no, my family doesn't drink a lot.
Yeah,
and he's like, yeah, my family's basically alcoholic.
Yeah, he's like, I want to get a whiskey fountain for our wedding.
Then, oh my God, he was such a basic, like again, like basic WAP bro. Okay, he was like, yeah, I want to have like hot dogs and like. I'm like, what did he say? He was like, I want like a whiskey fountain,
buffet or something.
A buffet of hot dogs and pizza. Or something.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I'd be like,
literally like a
wedding.
Literally like a frat boy. Like literally, he wanted a frat party. That's all he wanted. Yeah. You know what? Like, you know what, Shane? We'll get you some red flippy cups. We're gonna get a beer pong table for you. We'll have pizza. We'll have nachos. We'll have fucking hot dogs.
Oh God.
And you're gonna have a country hoedown. Like seriously though, but like,
oh my God.
I guess.
And
like,
do we believe Natalie that she was so into him?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think again it was like for airtime.
Yeah.
Like
I just don't like. I don't know. Like. We obviously can't get in these people's heads. We don't know what's going on. But I just don't buy any of this shit. I'm just like, girl, like, what are you seeing in this man? Okay, is he great in the sack?
Maybe
he's a fucking Energizer bunny for sure.
Oh yeah, he's probably
pounding that shit.
Oh goddamn, Rose. He is like the Energizer bunny. He don't stop.
Oh God.
He was like,
that coke apparently. So the whole time I was like, why is he making these weird facial expressions? Like he's so fucking extra. I'm like, he looks fucking insane. Like he had the crazy eyes going. Yeah. And then later when I was like Googling, because before when I was watching the show, I didn't Google it or like look it up because I didn't want spoilers. But then after, of course, I was Googling stuff and like going on all these social medias. And then everyone was like, okay, he is for sure high on coke.
It would make sense.
And then it all made sense. I was like, okay, now
that's why he's always like this.
And even at the wedding, he's like,
it's like, I feel bad, but it's like so true. Like he looks like he's like gurning.
I know, like dude, I would be so like, I just don't like. Do you know what you look like? Like I would be so embarrassed if I was like. That's the thing. This is why I would be afraid of going on a reality show, because I feel like you would see yourself in like a
different light.
In a light that you're not used to, and you're like, oh my god, you see all your weird mannerisms and stuff, like Natalie and her hunchback.
Oh yeah, she's always sat like this.
I was like, my girl, you have the worst posture I've ever seen in my life.
And she was a really pretty girl. But sometimes she would like weirdly put herself in this weird position where like she's like hunched, and she would have this face
hunched, and she always looked sleepy. Like it was like she was like. Like literal opposite of Shane.
This is why I'm kind of glad I didn't get on Big Brother. You know, I would be rewatching it and I'd be like, oh my god.
Certain people like didn't have weird mannerisms. Like Kyle didn't really like.
Yeah.
Shay, we didn't like him, but he didn't have like a weird mannerism.
Yeah, true.
But like Shayna had that weird like
squinty eye
and puffy lips thing.
Yeah.
And then like Natalie had the hunchback, and then Shane had the weird like fucking coked out brother look.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Honestly, I was like, my girl, you need to work on that posture. Like you need to your back is gonna be fully gone by the time you're like 30 if you keep doing that.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Anyway, so that was Natalie and Shane.
Yeah.
Not a believable couple, in my opinion. Again, the whole time I was like, I don't believe this shit.
Yeah.
There's no way you find him attractive. No fucking way in hell. Okay, lots of attractive consultants out there. Okay,
yeah.
You kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, who's next?
The last couple that we're gonna talk about.
Is this the last couple?
I think so.
Who else be?
Be Jarrett and Ayanna.
Okay, so Jarrett was my favorite guy.
Really?
I think he was the most attractive, like overall.
Yeah.
So like Kyle, I think Kyle had the best like features, and like he had like the most attractive face. I think this is where I'm saying like you always like the kind of like very like model looking guys. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you like the most like obviously attractive men. I mean, which is normal. I guess. I like the more of like the squishy looking. Like not squish, you know what I mean? Like the more like baby face,
man body, baby face. Rose has a thing. She likes man bodies and baby faces.
I like guys that are like still attractive, like they still like look good, but they don't have like really like attractive features. If that makes sense, like
or like defined.
Yeah,
not
like
defined,
they don't have
but
like super defined like model-esque features. Like I don't like the really obviously like good looking Hollywood types. It's more so just like the like the Jarretts.
Yeah.
Like I thought
so if I was straight, you wouldn't like me just because of that, right? The model features and the
exactly, Daniel. Exactly. So Jarrett. Okay, first of all, what do you think of Jarrett?
I like him.
Did you think he was attractive?
Yeah, I did. I thought everyone on the show was attractive.
I know, but like, did you find him like hot?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they were doing those sensual massages. I was like, yes, Jared, you can sensually massage me if you want.
He was hot. And then Ayanna was adorable. Yeah. And then she was all like, when they first met, she's like, he's 6 feet tall. We're gonna have to work. He's like, he's a little taller than I want. I'm like, girl, I'll take him. I'm like, fuck, he's like 6'2". I'll take him.
That's your minimum height, isn't it, Rose? 6'2".
I don't know what you're complaining about. Like, damn, like he looks good. Yeah. He was tall. He was like
the whole package. He was a man.
He was a man. He was a man. He wasn't like a bro man. He was like a man.
But can we talk about his room?
He was a bro.
Yes. You walked into his room and it was like I feel like if I remember correctly, guys, and I'm sorry if I'm quoting this wrong, but like there was like a mattress on the floor.
Oh god.
And then in his closet, it was like just like all Nike boxes and like hoodies.
Yeah, he was actually kind of bro-ish too. Yeah. But he was like, he didn't act as bro-ish, but I think he was a bit bro-ish.
I think the thing I liked about him though is like the difference between him and Shane is like, yeah, he was a bit like bro-y, quote unquote, but like he was more like, I felt like from my perspective, he wasn't annoying. He was more like,
he was calmer.
He was like charismatic. He was like the life of the party. Like he liked to be involved. He liked to be really social. Whereas Shane was just like that obnoxious, really annoying person that like when he's not the center of attention, he has to interject himself. Whereas Jarrett knows when to like lean back and like not be the center of attention, but still be engaged. Yeah. So like I felt like I did really like that about Jarrett. Like
Jarrett was hot. Mm-hmm. I like Jarrett.
Yeah, no, and he seemed really nice. Like he had a really nice family. Like,
although I didn't like, his family was. Seriously, all the families were nice.
I know,
but I didn't like when he was like playing the game, and then he was like, But also, it was like a very guy thing. He's like, he has the headphones in. He's like playing the video game, and then Ayanna was all like, "Are we like going out?" Or like, "Can we talk about the wedding?" Yeah, and I was like, "Oh my god." But they were the most believable. Yeah, as a couple, I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Mm. And then. Yeah, I don't know. What do we think of what do we think of Ayanna and Jarrett?
I like them.
Yeah.
I like them as a couple. I think the main thing for them, like the biggest thing that I saw on the show was just the fact that like obviously Jarrett like loves to go out, right? Like
right.
He's like a not a player, but he just like loves to be social.
He's like an extrovert, yeah.
He's such an extrovert. And I think that's one thing that's really hard because Ayanna, even though she's younger than him, she just like always wants to be at home.
I know, like what do you like how would you handle that?
I would honestly, like, I mean, I wouldn't not date somebody because of that, but I would find it difficult.
Yeah.
Because I do like to go out. And, like, I don't want to... the thing is, part of me would feel guilty if my partner's always at home.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'm out here having drinks, doing whatever, out for dinner, watching a show. And, like, my partner's just at home the whole time. I just feel guilty.
Yeah.
And, like, I wouldn't want them to, like, resent me for always being out.
But, like, how many nights... Okay, like, realistically... like, how many nights a week do you need to be, like, at home with your partner? Like... You know, I think it's healthy to have a couple nights a week, you know, when you're out.
You know who you sound like just then?
What?
Do you remember that girl from Indian Matchmaker?
Like,
Aparna?
oh my God. Yeah, Aparna.
Do you have to like spend all your time with your husband?
All my married friends just spend all their time with their husbands. Do I have to spend every day with my husband?
Like, ew, I don't want to do that.
But like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, listen, you know what? I think it's healthy to have a little bit of a separate life.
I think that is too, because I think the thing is, the way I look at it as well is like, even hanging out with you, Rose, if I hung out with you every single day, this sounds bad. No, but like if we,
we need time apart.
Exactly.
You know?
For example, if we work together, if we, you know, did like every,
I mean, we're pretty close.
That's
there.
true. But like,
there's an amount that we can handle.
Exactly. But then think about it. Like even the stuff that we talk about and stuff, like you would start to like not lose topics, but it's like, you know, I'll be like, oh, this happened. And oh my God, this happened with this person and blah, blah.
Exactly.
If I didn't hang out with anyone else, the only topics that we could talk about is whatever we're doing together.
Yeah, exactly.
And eventually I just feel like it doesn't get as interesting, you know, like you're like, oh great, let's watch this TV show and we'll talk about this.
Yeah.
But like, you don't have experiences and
I
stuff,
almost
right?
feel like their issues, like, yeah, it is kind of an issue, but I feel like their issue was a little bit like they try to blow it. They try to make it more of an issue to make the show interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, sure. Like it might be a little bit of a problem, but I feel like, it's very easy to compromise, I feel like. And, you know, I'm sure
that's an easy fix.
Exactly. Like Ayanna, I'm sure if you're an introvert, you also like to spend some alone time. Like you don't have to be with your partner every single night.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know, like whatever. You know, I don't want to spend 24/7 with my husband, you know?
Okay, Aparna.
We're getting separate bedrooms, you know?
Well, some people do.
Some people do. You know what? I'm all for normalization of separate beds or separate bedrooms. Okay. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think you can have a room for the activities. maybe a separate bed for the activities.
One of my friends, they have a bedroom that they have together. They share a bedroom, but they each have their own bed.
Oh, interesting.
Because they both like to sleep on their own bed.
Right. I think that's normal.
Yeah, but it's funny because they basically like I think they're both queen size, and they have them pushed together.
Right.
So they have like a giant bed, but they have like one bed's hers and one bed's his.
Oh wow! See, I like that.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is, who made again? I feel like the older I get, the more I realize that society's weird rules are just weird.
Yeah.
And like they don't make sense, but we're like just supposed to comply.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then people think it's weird.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, for example, like why is it that because you're in love with someone, you have to sleep together?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not sleeping together in terms of like having sex, but like sleep together. Like, why do you have to like sleep in the same bed? Like, and also, isn't it kind of weird that you like have sex and then sleep in the same bed? Like, I don't know. I was thinking about this like the other day. I was like, was that kind of gross a little bit? Like, you know, you're doing the dirty and then you just go to sleep in the dirty.
Yeah, but you don't always have to have sex in your bed, Rose.
Yeah, but most people do, Daniel.
That's
okay,
true.
we're not all animals like some people.
Excuse me.
Anyways.
Oh my God. Okay, guys, I'm leaving. No.
No, but like if you actually think about it as a concept, I'm like, you're sleeping, you know, there's a lot of fluids going around.
That's true. Okay.
You know, there's some sweat, you know, it'd be nasty, you know, and then you sleep in it. You know?
But it's just, you know, strengthening that physical bond.
Sure.
You know, you have the emotional
Which
bond
is
from
fine.
the
You know what?
pods.
I think it's fine to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, obviously I'm not, you know, whatever. But yeah, I mean, yeah, separate bedrooms. Great. Yeah. Separate beds. Fantastic.
Normalize it.
Great.
That's why you got the spare room, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. I'd be like, dude, get out.
Yeah. You're sleeping in that room over there. Also because I like really like to like just spread out on my bed.
Yeah, it's just comfortable. I don't understand. Like when people like to cuddle all night, I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, can you breathe?
Yeah. The thing is like I like cuddling, but like after a while, especially if it's like a warm or whatever,
It's hot.
it gets like sweaty
It's
and like
hot
and
and
I'm just
disgusting.
like
and
ugh.
men are like they sweat.
So do women, Rose. Okay,
Yeah,
so do
but
women.
men sweat more.
Yeah,
and
that's
like
true.
men's bodies are like there's more heat and they
Yeah.
smell.
If Nick and Danielle is any example, Nick is a sweater.
Oh
That's
my
for
God.
sure.
Okay, this poor man. I felt bad for him. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, you need to, like someone needs to give him a handkerchief, okay? Because like,
Yeah.
goddamn, dude.
It was bad. I was like, or some
I was
AC.
like, is it like fucking like 40 degrees over there? Like, what's going on? I'm like, I was like, are you nervous or
I
is
think
it
it was.
hot?
I think it was hot as hell.
I think it was hot and he was nervous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe don't have it like outside in the
Yeah,
blaring
like,
sun. Like
ugh.
somebody give him some kind of cover. Like, oh my God.
I know it was bad. I was like, oh God.
I'm like, my dude, you are on television.
you are on TV right now.
Yeah. Anyways, is that all the couples?
That is.
So we got 2 successes.
Yeah. So we had Danielle and Nick and Jared and Ayanna.
Yeah.
And then we had 3. Oh, was it 3? We had Shane and Natalie.
Yeah.
Deeps and Shake.
Yeah.
Kyle and Shayna.
And then was there another wedding?
Mallory and
Oh yeah,
Salvador.
Mallory and Salvador are weird. Very
Yeah.
weird.
I don't know. I didn't really buy into that couple. I guess it's like hard to like. It's hard to say. We're just like watching this
know.
TV show.
I
And
felt like they were both trying to like be into each other.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Both of them.
Especially Mallory.
Oh yeah, she like didn't. I don't think she liked
Yeah.
him. Like,
and I felt so
physically.
bad for him. Like in that night when Mallory was like obviously flirting with Jared.
Yeah.
And then like Salvador like kind of saw, and then he was like, I feel like she's not into me. I was like, oh, you poor guy. She's not into you.
Come fly over to Canada. Immigrate. Rose will be into you. So I think.
Would I be?
One of the key. I think you would. No. One of
I
the
don't
key
know.
takeaways.
He's a bit intense.
Yeah, he is intense. He does seem, and he's very like.
And he's a little too sensual, you know. He's too serious. Like
Yeah.
I need like a you know, someone that a little bit more like jokey.
I also
like
think
a Jarrett.
Like he's almost like too much.
Hi Jarrett. If it doesn't work out with Ayanna, I can handle 6'2".
Come to.
He's hot.
Damn. And hi, Kyle. You are single, but obviously straight. But if you ever change your mind,
Well, I mean, not obviously straight. We don't know.
that's true.
He could be bisexual.
That's very true. You can come to Canada. I'll give you what is it? Green.
I feel like he gives me some bisexual vibes. You know?
I'd be very.
He's very well groomed.
He is very well groomed.
You know, straight men usually, you know, they be like Shane.
I mean, I just feel like, yeah, Shane was just, oh my God. Like,
I don't understand.
Yeah.
The fact that he had 2 women fighting, but then that scene where they're in the beach or whatever with Shayna and Shane, when they were talking, I was like, God, you guys look like a match made in heaven.
I know.
Like literally, I was like, you guys look good together, and you seem to like talk very like, you know, there
Very
seems to be an
easily,
actual
yeah.
connection. Whereas like when Natalie and Shane talk, I'm like there's no connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know. Anyway, so that was Love Is Blind. What any final thoughts, Daniel?
I will not be watching season 3. No.
Do you think there's gonna be a season? Okay, I will watch season 3 if they promise me
Yeah.
that it won't be just conventionally attractive people.
So you should write to Nick and Vanessa.
Oh my God, why are they even? They're so awkward too.
I know.
Like it's so cheesy. Like Nick, obviously Nick.
And
Lachey.
I'm obviously Nick Lachey.
And like Vanessa Lachey, is that her name? Vanessa.
Is it Vanessa Lachey, right?
I mean Vanessa. Yeah,
I think her name's Vanessa. Yeah. But that was also awkward when Shake was like, I find you the hottest here.
I know. Oh my God, it's
I was
so
like,
awkward.
oh, why would you say that? Her husband's like right there. Like,
I know.
Everyone is like not liking you right now. Like, what is going on?
I know, so
Oh.
awkward.
Not good.
I don't understand. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. I mean, I would watch it if you actually added in some like conventionally not so attractive people.
Yeah, and let's be honest, season 3 is going to come out. Everyone's going to be talking about it, so we're probably going to watch it.
I know. The thing is, before I was like adamant, I was like, I'm not gonna watch season 2.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
And then I caved.
Yep.
And here we are.
Here we are.
At least I'm making some content out of it, guys.
This is it, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. So, guys, we would love to know what your thoughts are on Love is Blind. Do you think
Love is blind.
Love is blind? And do you agree with us that we think that there should be some people of non-conventional beauty standards on the show?
Like, I think half. It should
Yeah.
be like really like model looking people, and then like, you know, not so model looking people.
Also, guys, do you think we should campaign to get Rose on Love is Blind Canada? If they have a Love is Blind Canada.
I mean, obviously, I'd be one of the models.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think I honestly, if I see that they're advertising for like Love is Blind Canada, I will let you know, Rose.
Can you imagine?
I'll put an application in for you.
Oh my God. The thing is though, I think I would want to go on these shows just to know what actually happens
behind the scenes.
Like, but the thing is, they probably all sign an NDA. They can't say anything.
You have to.
But like, of course, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And then y'all have to guess. You know,
Yeah.
I'll just be giving some hints.
The thing is, we wouldn't be able to say it on this podcast.
No.
Because you do have, like, I guarantee all of those shows you have to sign an NDA.
You have to sign an NDA. You can't say anything for however long, like maybe forever.
Yeah.
And but I just want to know, like, what happens? Like,
Me too.
What are these pots that they're talking about?
This is part of the reason why when they did the first, I think it was the first or second season of Big Brother Canada, like I did apply.
Right.
I
helped you film the audition.
You did, yeah. Because I was like, I want to see also like more, not morbid curiosity, but like curiosity to see like what actually goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like you only see a certain part of the show. Like I want to see it all. Like I want to see what goes on.
What it's like what kind of, because like you have people actually filming you, right?
Yeah.
So you're probably interacting with the camera crew.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
But that's why reality TV, like how real is it? Do you know what I mean?
It's not
like,
real. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Because then because if you think about it, like even when you're like filming a show and stuff, people are like, okay, where do I go next? Like what am I supposed to do?
Exactly.
Like
it's not real. It's not real at all. There's no way in hell.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way in hell Natalie's parents are just like, oh, let's just walk into an apartment with a camera crew and not know at all what's going on with my daughter.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck, bitch?
I didn't know she was on this show. Oh my God, you're engaged.
God.
This is amazing. Yeah.
Oh my God, her dad was so cute though in the wedding when he was all like, there was like a line. What did he say? He was like, oh, my biggest achievement in life was having you as a daughter. I was like,
Did you cry?
I almost did.
Okay.
Her dad was sweet.
Yeah,
okay?
he was.
Her dad was cute. Okay.
God
Anyways.
damn. But anyway, those are our 5 cents, 10 cents,
10 cents, 15 cents.
15 cents
2
on.
cents, Daniel.
Oh yeah, 2 cents. Shit. That's our 2 cents. Why is it 2 cents?
I have no idea. Should we Google?
I don't have my phone with me.
Let me Google. Final thoughts.
It'd be doing
Okay.
the recordation.
Oh God.
Final thoughts, guys. What your I can't even talk. I'm like what my 2 cents are.
Why
is it 2 cents?
do we say 2
Cents.
2 cents?
It'll be interesting. At least maybe for some people, not
It
everyone.
says the expression is used to preface a tentative statement of one's. Okay, I know that, but like, why?
Why? Why be 2 cents, guys? If you know, let us know.
Wait, I'll be finding it.
Okay.
The etymology of the phrase "putting in my 2 cents," blah blah blah. Okay.
Is it from the olden days when like 2 cents was like a lot of money?
Untangling how, when, or why we came to say here's my 2 cents when offering an opinion. First, our language contains many specific terms for goods and services that cost 2 cents. 2 penny, 2 pence. What? Some of them quite old. Second, over time, 2 cent or 2 penny also became descriptors of items or concepts not worth much, if anything. Finally, that modifier became attached to the practice of offering unsolicited advice.
I think it kind of originated from the olden days. Like it's like an old. Oh God.
I apologize, guys. I burped.
No, I heard that.
I burped.
Anyway, we gave our 2 cents, guys. We would love to hear yours. Give us some comments or show us some love in the comment section below if you're watching this video on on the YouTube-ation. Hit that. Give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, guys. And also, if you're not already, don't forget to check out our Instagram at the SaVeg Podcast. Also hit follow on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, because then you get notified as soon as there's a new episode uploaded. And also
check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/SaVeg Podcast to make sure you get the episodes earlier than everybody else, and you get the bonus episodes every single month.
that's right, guys.
God damn it, it'll already be mid-March.
Oh, God damn it.
We got to do our recordation
We have to.
for the March bonus.
What are we going to talk about?
I don't know, guys. What do you guys want me to talk about? What do you guys want us to talk about in the March exclusive? I actually had fun with this episode. We should do more fun ones once in a while. You know, to break up the depressing episodes.
Oh God, I know. We used to do more of these fun ones.
It's because in the beginning when we did the podcast, we didn't do like the trendy topics.
Yeah.
Right? And then all the trending topics is basically like world's collapsing, World War III.
Oh God, it's all depressing.
Exactly.
Fuck our lives.
But once in a while, we'll do one of these. But yeah, let us know if you have any suggestions for our Patreon exclusive for March. And yeah, even if you're not a Patreon right now, if you know, if there's some, you know, juicy ones you want us to talk about, maybe you'll join.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know in the comments. And thank you so much for listening as always.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.